What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. I am your host, Michael Korn. We're brought to you by FanArc. Bills got the Dolphins this weekend, 1 o'clock in Miami. Should be a good game. Division games are always tighter than we think they're going to be. Bills should win this in a landslide. Seems like everybody is picking the Bills, which not surprising this week against a struggling Dolphins team that kind of just sold a lot of pieces down the river. I'm surprised they didn't unload Waddle and a few other pieces. But the Bills, they should win this game. They need to win this game to keep pace with the Patriots in the division. We're going to see how they play after that big emotional win against the Chiefs, how they always win in the regular season against them. So they should be good. But we'll see. We got a few injuries that we got to deal with. Cook's a little banged up, it looks like. Bosa. So those things are going to be intriguing. So I just think that the Bills, if they just stick to their normal game plan of just running the football, letting Josh be Josh, if that defense is starting to really turn it around and get the turnovers. It was awesome to see after Hoyt got hurt there in the last game. He wanted to stay on the sideline. He said, "Nope, I'm staying here." And he cheered on that team the whole time. That could end up being a big loss if he can't come back. Because, man, that's the kind of leader you want on that side of the ball. And that's good to see. This team, the reason why the Bills win is because they play as a team. 100%. 100%. Everybody eats. That is their motto, and it is kind of true. You can't knock them there. They play well as a team. But these division games are always sneaky. I think I saw one person maybe picking the Dolphins. But the Bills should handle this very solidly. But again, these guys are all paid professional athletes. Like, anything could happen any given Sunday. But we'll see. It's going to be, I think it'll be a rout. I really do. But we're going to find out here shortly. But those injuries, both teams have them right now. But with Cook with that ankle, Bosa a little banged up, Waddle, he's a little banged up, and Chubb for the Dolphins banged up. So, I mean, there's a lot. We're at the middle part of the season. Injuries are going to start affecting teams. That's why I was a little disappointed, to say the least, that the Bills didn't go out and get anybody on either side of the ball. They're expecting Gabe Davis to come and play soon. But I'm not expecting much out of Gabe. I don't know. Maybe he can rekindle those old flames. He does know the system. He does know Josh. But if Cook is hurt, man, that's your superstar on that side of the ball besides Josh. If I'm Buffalo, I'm not playing him this week, even if he says he's good to go. Because without Cook, that offense is going to sputter. And I just think he is a huge piece of that offense. And if they just threw him the ball more, he'd be one of the best receivers. But they don't throw him the ball. That could be a sneaky bad injury. It could be a lingering one. That's why I think you rest him this week. You should take care of the Dolphins. The Dolphins are down in the dumps. I know it's a division game. You have decent backups in Ray Davis, Stevie Johnson. Like, let those guys kind of just go two of them. Go two backs the whole game. Just rotate them in and out. Because I think long run, you need Cook. Absolutely need him. But Bosa, again, getting banged up. He's been the best guy on our DN. On our defensive line. Hands down. And these guys need to stay healthy to get to the promised land, or else it's going to be a real struggle. We see when the defensive side of the ball gets thin. They don't have the depth. Benford's banged up. Like, they gotta figure out a way to rest these guys somehow, because their bye week's over. And without that bye week, they're not going to have a lot of rest. So that's why I really think it's huge if you can kind of rest Cook this week, let the other running backs kind of do work. Same with Bosa. If he's feeling, say, 80, 90%, maybe let him play a few snaps here or there kind of thing, but like maybe try to not play him. See if you can get away with resting these guys for a week. That's your one benefit this year of having that weak schedule, is you might be able to manage these injuries a little bit better than you could have if you were just throwing dogs every week. Because at the end of the day, the team that's the healthiest is going to have the best chance. Buffalo needs to stay healthy. I think they rest Cook here. I really do. And the Dolphin side of the ball, the injuries, they're banged up. Chubb, their linebacker, they're probably going to play, but banged up. Waddle, I think, is going to play. But when you got a hamstring injury and your thing is speed for Waddle, that's going to be a tough go for them. That's going to be a real tough go. The only thing you're really going to have to worry about is Achane. That's pretty much it. And I think that's kind of how the Bills can win Sunday. You shut down Achane, I can't see the Miami offense doing much. Tua, even if he wanted to, even if a wide receiver was wide open, he can't throw the ball past 40 yards. So you just shut down Achane. It should be a pretty easy game. Work the tight ends, work your backup running backs, eat a lot of clock, give that defense even more rest. Hopefully that defense creates some turnovers, which I have a feeling they're going to. That defense is hot, man. I just think they have a real chance to just dominate and get away with resting Cook, possibly resting Bosa. But those guys are going to be game time decisions for the Bills. And let's say Cook is feeling great and he's healthy and he's running the ball. Dolphins stand no chance. He's going to run up and down that field. But that's why I think we could get away with playing our backups and letting Josh kind of do Josh things. This could be one of Josh's better backyard football games, just to kind of compensate for all the injuries. But again, at least you have Shakir getting healthier and healthier. Our tight ends are still phenomenal. Like, the offense is still there. That's why I think Bills should handle this. Bills should absolutely handle this. Even though it's in Miami, it's usually hot. They put them in the sun. Doesn't matter. Josh Allen has owned the Dolphins. Absolutely owned the Dolphins. And again, the Dolphins are in free for all over there. They're pretty much tanking the rest of this year. They might not even bring Tua back, which is crazy. You just paid him $250 million and you're probably not even going to bring him back. Like a couple of years ago when they put up 70 points, this could have been the Tua versus Josh Allen game. Everybody thought the Dolphins were kind of rising. But man, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's great when you got the other team's quarterback Tua saying, man, I wish I could be like Josh and throw it that far and do the things he can do on the field. I wonder how that makes your locker room feel when you're just loving the other quarterback and literally saying, I can't do those things. That's got to scream confidence to your players. And they paid him $250 million Tua. That one's going to hurt. That one's going to hurt him for a while. But that's why Bills should handle this. Rest some of your players if you can. Even if you start them early, rest them late. Because I think you just got to, yes, we have to stay focused on the Dolphins, but also we're in it for a championship. And you got no shot without Cook, Bosa. Like, you're going to need those guys in the long haul. But the Bills, again, they're favored 9.5 this week. The over-under is 50.5. It should, I would expect the Bills to cover this game. I would think they beat them almost by 2 touchdowns, even though it's a division game, just because Miami is so down in the dumps right now. If it was 2 years ago, Miami, I'd say, this could be a barn burner. But even it being in Miami, not that worried. Not that worried. If anything, like I said, I'm hoping they can rest some guys and get up big or early, because health is wealth in this league. So I think the Bills handle this. I think they beat them by 14. I think it stays under, because I don't think the Dolphins put up any points. I can't see the Dolphins putting up a lot of points. But that's my pick for this week, taking the Bills. I'm taking the over, the 9.5, and I'm taking the under on the points total. But let's go Buffalo. Let's get a nice division win. Keep pace with the Patriots. And again, we appreciate you guys for watching and listening. This has been Bill's Latest. I'm your host, Michael Korn. Again, we're brought to you by FanArc. We hope you hit that like and subscribe button down below. And again, we'll be back with more content for you. Thank you, guys.